The ticket review page in LoadCall provides a fast and easy way to go through and audit tickets that are in this invoice and make sure there aren't any errors on them that would cause your purchasers to send back an invoice and kind of delay payment for your drivers and things like that. So you can see that we're on this main summary page where we have a bunch of tiles. Those that are red are those that need attention. And this is a fairly aggressive process. There's a good chance you're not going to clean out all of these red ones, but you probably will, and get them to kind of gray where there's nothing on them. But you can see that we have quite a few different tiles in the summary page. So we'll go over some of them. And we have the option here to click through the next button and kind of jump through these different pages. Or if you would prefer, you can click on the button here at the bottom, hover over and see I want to go look at missing loaded miles and see if there's anything on there. Or you can always just click on the summary page and kind of spot check it as you go. So you can see that we have these 5 invoice errors, 5 settlement errors. Those are definitely those 5 tickets we had over here that have an issue that haven't been resolved yet, which we've covered previously. And so we're not going to cover those. But this next section here, you can check and make sure there's only Bravo Energy Core on this invoice, which is good because we don't want to bill them for somebody else's work. And then in here you can see the carriers that have run loads on this invoice, as well as pickups and then drop-off locations. So the pickup one is useful. Sometimes you want to make sure you can read through here, and if you see something that's blatantly for a different company, perhaps the dispatch messed up a load there, so you can quickly say maybe the Lismore terminal is only used by a different company, it isn't used by Bravo Energy. You can click on the magnifying glass, open up the ticket, and get over into the view ticket or refresh and kind of do some deeper diving into what may be going on in here, checking the logs, checking the timestamps, checking images, things like that. So most of the pages have the ability to view and kind of go through tickets that way. So the potential pickup mishauls, what that will do is it'll take the GPS coordinates of the ticket and of where it says you're supposed to be picked up versus where the driver said they picked it up, and calculate a kind of bird's eye distance, like as fast as the bird, or the whatever that saying is, but like as the bird flies sort of distance between the two. So kind of a rough, not like a road calculation, but like a 14.77 in a straight line between these. So this could help you find cases where a driver is picking up from the wrong location potentially, or it might be that this location's coordinates are completely incorrect in the system. So might be a way to figure that out. But you can see a few of these where the driver says they've arrived on site, but they haven't. And maybe they're doing this at the other drop-off locations, or kind of just doing it wrong. So it may not be an issue, but something to look into where the driver's coordinates do not match up with the coordinates specified for the site. And then drop-offs and drop-off mishauls are kind of the same thing here. So these next ones will be based off of mileage. So you can see in this case, routes that have this exact same route but different standard mileages. We have one here that says 211 versus the 211.11. So you may get your purchaser not very happy about that if it's the same distance, but one driver's got it saying one thing versus another. So we may want to go ahead and type in 211.11, click enter, and kind of clear it out. So we kind of fix that tab. If we come into here, we no longer have any standard mile differences, so we kind of fix that one. Here's one with loaded mile differences. It looks like there's a lot of loads where they're 17, but some people saying it's 24, 21. So that's all this Ironwood tank battery to Union refinery. Maybe some days there was an issue with the route that they had to take a detour, something like that. So you can come in and read the notes and deal with it that way. Or down here you can see that we've got one that says it's 22, one that says 23. We can just make a correction, say, hey, it's actually 22, and fix that. We're not going to deal with these ones here. But that will automatically go in and get the ticket fixed and refresh it for you. Still best practice to refresh everything after you finish the summary and refresh the totals so that everything looks good. But you can see as we go through here, it'll kind of give you a warning. It'll highlight and say, hey, this person said there's a receiver wait time. You might want to check if it's a valid wait time or not. So you can look at their photo and things like that. But kind of the process here is just to go through these tiles. It'll usually be fairly self-explanatory why you're on here. It looks like all of these they put the purchase order number 0, or this one is a period or whatever. So some weird PO numbers here. They're putting in periods. So could be a little aggressive on some cases. You may not need to fix anything, but it is pretty useful to have all of these audited. Looks like these are light loads, which is why they got flagged here. Less than 170 barrels is the setting set up for this specific organization. But as you go through here, you can kind of discover issues and resolve them as you go through. So yeah, barrels, PO numbers, wait times, mileages, mishauls, things of that nature. So yeah, so that's the ticket review summary in LoadCall.